Here's a 2006 C6500 GMC Topkick. This has got the Catipillar 7.2 liter diesel engine. This engine I think has like a B50 rating. I have to double check. That's for at least 500,000 mile motor. It's got the Allison 5-speed automatic transmission. This truck only has 49,000 miles, two owner. 4-door crew cab. This is a difficult truck to find in the sense that it is a crew cab, low miles, Caterpillar engine, less than 50,000 miles, and a cab to axle. It's about 7 feet, 85 inches. So it's 85 inches from cab to the center line here, and the frame is about 11 and a half, 137 inches. So a lot of things you could do with this truck. The way it's set up, of course, ideally, a truck like this would be for a person that's tired of tearing up their 3/4 ton or 1 ton trucks, pulling way more weights than their truck should be pulling. This truck is designed for a gross combination of over 30,000 pounds. The GVW on this truck is below the 26,000. So technically, well, I guess it just depends on your configuration. Might be able to do it without a CDL if you're trying to get below 26,000. But the combination weight rating on this is over 30,000. I'd have to take a look exactly, but that 7.2 liter can pull all day long a 20,000, 25,000 pound load. So that'd put you actually a little bit over the 30,000, the weight of the truck. Anyway, it's got a 52 gallon saddle tank, just one tank. We'll go inside of it here. Pretty basic on the inside. It's roll up your own windows. It's got the Allison 5-speed that doesn't have a park, so this truck to be parked you've got to put it in neutral and put the emergency brake on. 49,946. Again, it's a 2-owner, clean Carfax. It's got PTO if you need it. 2 outputs on the underneath the transmission, depending on what your configuration is or what you're trying to do. You could just put a 12-foot or 14-foot flatbed on here, but again, this truck would be for the, I would think, for the guys that are looking for a truck that they could put 150, 200,000 miles with just some oil changes and basic maintenance without spending 100 grand on a truck. This would be the truck. So it's pretty clean. It was originally a Northeast truck, so it does have a little bit of rust. I think it might have been government owned. I don't know 100%, couldn't tell from the Carfax, but with it being low miles, I would imagine it might have been government owned. It didn't show that on the Carfax. I had to take a look. I will not be editing out all those bloopers, so that's what it is. I just dropped the phone. I'll do a start here in a minute. I'm going to go underneath the truck and flip the hood over also. So again, it's the Catipillar 7.2 liter This year got what they call the C7. Still the same displacement as that 3126, I can't remember, but the prior year. Pretty good motor. Seen some trucks, 300, 400, 500,000 miles. Pulling big loads all the time. I got the key on, so it's got the vacuum on. Another nice thing about a truck like this, I know a lot of folks are reluctant to go to a truck this size, is they're like, who is gonna maintain it? Do I have to go to a diesel big truck shop? And this truck has a lot of similarities to the smaller trucks. Some parts cross over, some parts are the same. Of course, it has the bigger motor and the bigger transmission. But buying a truck like this with this low miles shouldn't have to do anything. Up to about 100,000, 150,000 miles. Actually, technically, with that rating, it is a basic engine that can go 500,000 miles with just basic maintenance. But one of the things I wanted to show you is, the plugs are the same conversion. Just a regular mechanic can still read this. There are no trouble codes on here, no check engine lights. They all work. Do it here. Key on, get a cycle, lights come on, and the lights stay off, and I'll show you here on this display. I don't believe the AC works, doesn't blow ice cold air. We'll try it here when I start it. I'm going to go underneath the truck with it off before I start it. Kind of get a good close-up of the frame situation. So again, the frame is in really good shape. Left it like this, so whoever buys it can do whatever they want to do to it. Gooseneck, kingpin, fifth wheel, flatbed, dump, whatever. So kind of see that it was a Northeast truck. It's got a little bit of rust. Nothing that's going to affect it mechanically. Maybe a couple things I would do depending on what you're trying to do. But as it sits here, no leaks. This is the big boy Allison. I don't know if this is the 2500 series. That's just a serial. So PT on both sides. Here. So if you were needing that configuration for whatever you're wanting to do, but here, get a real honest condition of the frame and everything. So we really wouldn't call it rust free. It's got just a little bit of rust. Looks like it treated. And actually, this is some of the stuff I would look at, and it looks like it was already handled. The steel stuff in a state that puts salt down on the road would get corroded, so that looks like that got changed. I don't really see anything here too bad. Maybe the cooler lines for the transmission. Well, it doesn't look horrible, but maybe after put some miles on the truck. You've got a gauge inside the truck for temperature. Here you go. So it looks like a few little rust spots that got handled. But just on the cab, the frame looks pretty solid, suspension looks solid, nothing super crazy here. So again, 50,000 miles on a C7 engine, Allison combination on a what's considered a short wheelbase on a 6500 is very difficult to find. I don't think I found one in the nation like this truck. So again, a lot of cool things you could do with it, but you know, if it were me and I was running a 3500 or a newer truck and you're tearing up your transmission and all this stuff, and you're running a $80,000 truck for your hotshot loads, or you're pulling a bunch of hay in your 3/4 ton 5.9 or 6.7 Cummins, and you're sick of going through transmissions and killing your engine, or you're at 300,000 miles and you're like, don't want to spend $100,000 for another truck, I would say this is the truck. Paint looks good from even 10 feet, 5 feet. It's got some imperfections. Don't know if you can see this. But body's straight. Doors all shut right. I drove this truck about 500 miles. Time that it was with me, and it's got a lot of get up and go with no load, and I would think that it would be able to pull really whatever you want to pull at highway speeds. Do one final thing here. There you can kind of see maybe the paint imperfections. Just recently painted. Truck is still 2-owner. Here's the start. Good oil pressure. Lukewarm air, so no cold air, but at least the heater vents work. Again, this model transmission does not have a park, so we put it in neutral and pull the emergency brake. Well, there she is. 2005 C6500 Topkick, 4-door crew cab.